This is not just a car. It's a cautionary tale, a story about how one of the most respected names in automotive history, Jaguar, gambled everything and almost lost. This car was supposed to be their savior, but it ended up being the one that broke a legacy. And the reason why is not what you think. In the late 90s, Jaguar was the definition of British cool. They built cars with what they called grace, space, and pace. They were exclusive, desirable, and expensive. Their lineup, with icons like the XJ and XK, was for the established, the wealthy. But the world was changing. The Germans were dominating the game with smaller, more affordable luxury sedans like the BMW 3 Series and the Mercedes C-Class. They were selling in huge numbers to a younger, aspirational crowd. Jaguar, under the ownership of Ford at the time, wanted a piece of that pie. They needed a hero. They needed a baby Jag. And this is what they came up with, the X-Type. Launched in 2001, it looked the part, at least from a distance. It had the classic quad headlights, the leaper on the hood, and a retro design meant to echo the classic Jaguar sedans of the past. The marketing was brilliant. They pushed its advanced all-wheel drive system and pitched it as a true competitor to the Germans. The promise was simple: get the prestige and soul of a Jaguar for the price of a BMW.
That's a nice design.
But behind the polished chrome and leather, there was a hidden truth, a secret that would become the car's original sin. You see, the Jaguar X-Type was not all Jaguar. Underneath its British skin, it was built on the platform of a Ford Mondeo, a common front-wheel drive family sedan in Europe. Now, platform sharing is normal in the automotive industry, but this was different. You don't buy a Rolex because it has a Timex movement inside. And you don't buy a Jaguar to get a Ford in a fancy suit. The purists were outraged. The car's proportions were slightly off because of its front-wheel drive origins, something a true Jaguar had never been. The interior, while it had wood and leather, was filled with cheap Ford switchgear that felt out of place. The illusion was shattered. The press was not kind. They called it a dinner jacket Mondeo. But the real damage came from the buyers. The young professionals Jaguar wanted to attract were savvy. They knew what was under the skin, and they chose to stick with the authentic rear-wheel drive performance of a BMW or Mercedes. The traditional Jaguar owners wouldn't touch it, seeing it as a betrayal of the brand. The X-Type was stuck in the middle, belonging to no one. Sales were a disaster, falling far, far short of the ambitious targets Ford had set. The financial losses were staggering, but the damage to Jaguar's reputation was far worse. Their image of exclusivity and engineering prowess was tarnished. The brand known for creating legends like the E-Type was now famous for a reskinned family sedan. The failure of the X-Type was a major factor in Ford's decision to eventually sell Jaguar and Land Rover. In a way, the brand had to hit rock bottom. But every great story has a comeback. The failure of the X-Type was a brutal but necessary lesson. It taught Jaguar that you can never, ever compromise on your core identity. After being sold to Tata Motors, the brand went back to the drawing board. They focused on cutting-edge design, lightweight aluminum construction, and genuine performance. Cars like the F-Type and the modern XJ were born out of the ashes of the X-Type's failure. They were bold, authentic, and unapologetically Jaguar. So, while the X-Type might go down in history as a flop, it's also the car that forced a legend to save itself. It was the mistake that had to happen. So, what do you think? Do we miss a car that was a total disaster, or do you actually own an X-Type and love it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read them all. And if you enjoyed this look into automotive history, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to European Motive for more stories you won't find anywhere else. See you in the next one.